What is up, though, Lions fans? It's your boy, Motor City Don P. You already know what it is, and you already know what we about to talk about, man. But before we get into that, whatever you see me in front of your TV, you know one thing is for certain, and three things are for sure. Number one, the Motor City Cats are indeed back at it. Number two, we came to give you stats, and not none of that static. And number three, perhaps the most important number of them all, number three. Make sure you keep your Lions news pragmatic. And you may be asking yourself, how, Don? How, Mr. P, does one keep their news pragmatic? Well, it's very simple. I'm glad you asked. It's the three-part response. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Share. Sharing is indeed caring. Once you've shared this stream with your uncles, your cousins, your aunties, your mothers, your fathers, your brothers, your sisters, your grands, your steps, your half, your colleagues, your bosses, whoever else, or should I say whomever else, you have indeed cared about those people. All right. So, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to talk about Micah Parsons running his mouth. We are gathered here today to talk about Micah Parsons taking back shots. We're gathered here today to talk about all the craziness that Micah Parsons has said out of his mouth about the Detroit Lions, giving them bulletin board material. We came to talk about the Packers versus the Lions in week 1, which will be occurring in 2 short days. However, I had to make a short earlier, a few hours earlier, to be exact, because some breaking news came across the ticker. Boy, did it ever. Come across the ticker. What up, though, just a fan? What up, though, Tactical Sport, and everyone else who will be joining? Because you'll be joining mid-crash out. Zadarius Smith, ladies and gentlemen, has signed with the Philadelphia Eagles. Does anybody want to tell me how that happened? Does anybody want to tell me how it goes from, well, there's obviously mutual interest in getting something done, and we've been keeping in contact with his agent, to we good, to Zadarius Smith is a Philadelphia Eagle? What in the actual hell is going on here? Does anybody want to tell me? Does anybody have any what world are we living in? What up, though, Marshall? He says the Brad Holmes impression is spot on. So here's the thing. There are Lions fans out there, and these are the people that piss me off so much. There are Lions fans out there taking victory laps, so happy that we didn't sign Big Z. I'm going to tell you a story. When I was a child, a young child, I used to say things like, Michael Jordan sucks. I used to say things like, Michael Jordan isn't any good. I used to say these things because I was a child. Because I did not know how to express my anger at how good he actually was. So I would say things wholeheartedly believing what I was saying. Oh, Michael Jordan sucks. He ain't any good, blah, 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 blah. As a child, I said those things. As a grown-ass man, I would feel like an idiot saying something like that and trying to convince someone else that I was actually telling the truth and I actually believed in what I was saying. Those things are what's going on with a bunch of Lions fans. They are telling you that Michael Jordan sucks, and they want you to believe that Michael Jordan sucks. Big Z is not Michael Jordan. He's nowhere close to the caliber of player that Michael Jordan is or was, because Michael Jordan is the GOAT. Big Z is not in the conversation of the GOAT pass rushers. But it is actually not even about Big Z per se. So Lions fans that are running around, can we stop talking about him now? I'm so glad that we not talking about him no more. He wasn't that good anyway. Shut the frick up. What do you mean he wasn't that good? He came in here and got 4 sacks, which led the freaking team because we had nobody else getting sacks other than Aiden Hutchinson, who was injured in week 5 and had 7.5. What are you people freaking talking about, bro? Like, this delusion that you guys have is freaking disgusting right now. Well, we didn't need him because he was too concerned about internet hoes. Get out that man's life. Who cares about his freaking life outside of the freaking field, bro? We're trying to make this team better. If you sit up here and tell me that you believe that Marcus Davenport is going to sit up there and be healthy for the entire season, you're delusional. You are kidding yourself. This is what it was about. It wasn't about freaking Big Z and Big Z alone. Hell, go get Jadeveon Clowney. They're probably not going to do that. Why are they not going to do that? Because we good. They believe in the depth. We ain't got no depth. On the edge position, who's our depth? Who? AQM. All right. Now, AQM had a good season last season. What was his season? He was available for us for 9 games. He started 2. He had 11 tackles, 8 of them solo, and he had 3 sacks. So he had 11 tackles in 9 games. If you wanna be technical, that's 1.025 whatever, okay, per game. But let's just look at it how it kind of shakes out. It's 1 tackle per game. If you believe that Marcus Davenport has any chance of doing what he always does and what he has done for 7 years, which is miss significant time and not finish the season healthy. If you believe that he has any chance of doing that, then you need freaking depth. Would you rather have a guy that over two teams last season had 9 sacks? Or would you rather have a guy that averages 1 tackle per game? This is the point. All of you people stick on over there on Woodward Sports. This is the freaking point, bro. Like, I don't understand how it's going so far over people's heads. It's not Big Z. It's a competent edge rusher. The reason that Big Z was such a point of emphasis is because he wanted to goddamn be here. That's why. That's the point. Bro, there's not a single Lions player that I have ever been a fan of. Truly a fan of that player that would have gone to another team unless it was within the division. And I would have been like, yo, F him. He ain't nothing. He wasn't that good anyway. Brother, stop this bullcrap, bro. I understand being a fan of the team, but that doesn't mean that you can't acknowledge the goddamn truth. That doesn't mean you can't acknowledge that someone has skills, that someone is better than who you have on the roster. Believe it or not, there are Lions fans out there that would have told you if Calvin Johnson had forced his way out and got traded to the Patriots, they would have told you that Calvin Johnson wasn't any good. And we have better receivers anyway. If Barry Sanders would have gone to the Los Angeles Raiders or the Oakland Raiders at the time, people would have told you Barry Sanders wasn't any good and whoever else was on the roster was better than him. We need to stop this nonsense, bro. We need to stop this BS. It's not a happy time. Don't do a happy dance because we didn't sign Big Z. For what? And then people trying to gatekeep, well, this in Brad we trust. Bro, Brad has done nothing opposite Hutch the entire time he's been here, bro. And it's just this thing that they have that it's just Hutch and Hutch alone, and Hutch is all we need. For freaking what? Did we not see what happened last season? Brad Holmes is the best GM that we've had. Dan Campbell is the best coach that we've had. That is true. Both of those things are true. There seems to be a blind spot for the edge rusher position. How do I know this? Because we are putting our faith in a guy who has been in the league for 7 years and has never stayed healthy. He's done 15 games one time in his career. One time. He signed a $10 million contract in Minnesota and played 4 games. He missed the season in Minnesota with a high ankle sprain. Has anybody ever heard of a high ankle sprain in week 6 being a season-ending injury? A high ankle sprain takes 4 to 6 weeks to heal. That means he should have been back by latest week 12, earliest week 10. He missed the entire rest of the season. So for those of you who are so happy that Big Z went somewhere else and the team is so, well, in Brad we trust. Okay, tell me what freaking Tyus Wheat, Andre Carter, Tyrus Wheat, Tyus Lacey, tell me what they do for you. Justin Fan says if Za'Darius wanted to stay in Detroit, he would have. Z and his agent wanted the most money. Facts. You know what he got? He got $9 million in incentives. He got $9 million in incentives. Why couldn't we have paid him $9 million in incentives? We're willing to give Marcus Davenport $4.75 million in incentives. Do you think Big Z is not worth double what Marcus Davenport is worth? I mean, let's just be honest. Do we not believe that Big Z monetarily is not worth double what Marcus Davenport is worth? The last time Marcus Davenport had 9 sacks was in a season where he only played 11 games. You know how many times Marcus Davenport has had double-digit sacks? Never. 9 sacks was his best season in 11 games. He probably would have had double-digit sacks had he played all of those games. But guess what? That's his problem. He can't play all of the games. So now we're really going to go into the season with Marcus Davenport and AQM behind him. We're really going to go into the season with Hutch and a possible very early addition to the starting lineup of AQM. This is the problem, bro. This is not about Big Z per se. He's a damn good player, right? He's made all pro twice in his career. He just had 9 sacks last season. He came to your team and in 8 games led your team in pressures and sacks. And we cut him because we didn't want to pay him $11 million. Well, guess what? We're paying $5 million in dead cap. So if you don't cut him and you just restructure his deal, you save money. Now I know that people think that this doesn't happen in the NFL, but the Kawhi Leonard situation where he got caught signing a $28 million endorsement deal for a no-show job, where basically they were just giving him 28 million or I think it's 26 million extra dollars. Brother, you couldn't have reworked Big Z's deal and pay him 7 million and found 4 million somewhere else. Big Z is not next up. He's not one of those people that like Aiden Hutchinson where he has to reset the market. Big Z gets the deals that Big Z gets. If he signs somewhere for 8 million, he signs somewhere for 8 million. The NFLPA doesn't care. If he signs somewhere for 12 million, he signs somewhere for 12 million. The NFLPA doesn't care. The NFLPA is not scrutinizing guys like Big Z and the dealings of their contracts. If it looks decent and normal, right? Now, if it's something out of the ordinary, like Big Z takes a $1 million deal somewhere, why would he do that? That seems fishy. But if he was slated to make $11 million with the Lions, and then somehow he took a pay cut and took 7-8 million, it wouldn't raise any eyebrows. It wouldn't raise any eyebrows at all. I'm just saying, if you think that this type of stuff doesn't happen in the NFL, you're crazy. You're crazy. Let me get to some of these comments. Because the crash out. Just let me get to some of these comments. Because I'm a bit pissed off right now. All right. He said Melvin Brad Holmes told you a long time ago. Well, Melvin Brad Holmes is whatever, bro. Like so yeah. Okay. All right. It was the Dan Campbell interview that sealed the deal that Z wasn't coming back. I don't think it was the Dan Campbell interview because Dan Campbell didn't say anything wrong. To be quite honest with you, when the doc tweeted that out, just that little part, and then Cash Doll took it and ran with it, Big Z and his agent, I don't know what they did. I don't know if they picked up the phone and called after Howie Roseman, who is a multiple Super Bowl winning GM, by the way, picked up the phone and called Big Z and said, hey, here's the offer. I don't know if Big Z and his agent picked up the phone and called Brad and said, hey, this was the offer. What you gonna do? And Brad just said, all right, well, good luck. We'll see you in a few weeks. Now, you don't hear me crashing out telling you, oh man, we're going to have to play Big Z down the line. Oh, and he's going to have 15 sacks that game. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that at all. Zach J says, LMAO, people say Z wasn't any good, but had 4 sacks. Yet, on the other hand, Levi had like 1.5, and everyone loved him. Make it make sense. Facts. I don't understand. I never said Z sucks. However, I said BH would not sign him. BH told us that several times. If only you listened to him. Z was never going to be signed. Okay, me listening to Brad and me wanting to win a Super Bowl are two different things. When Brad wins us a Super Bowl with the moves that he makes, then he's unquestionable. Right now, Howie Roseman is a better GM than Brad Holmes. And if you say that you would take Brad Holmes over Howie Roseman, you're lying. You're lying. I'm sorry. JSJ says, right, we have no backups. But Davenport has really high ankles. Well, of course. Because we paid Davin Bum and Levi Bum and Levy Bum. But we don't know and may never know what the Lions' offer was. And that's the problem. What was their offer? Their offer wasn't $9 million. Bro, I'm telling you, their offer wasn't more than what the Eagles offered him. Would you take Za'Darius over Levi and Davenport? 100%. Levi and Davenport have never finished the season, bro. Levi finished the season last year with a knee brace on, which somehow became a torn ACL right before the season started. What up, though, Flying Hawaiian? Flying Hawaiian says, the coaches and or Holmes must have seen something in him that fans don't. I wanted Big Z on the team, but I trust the staff. I don't. I don't trust the staff that says, we got Marcus Davenport. Come on, y'all. How do you trust the staff that says, we got Marcus Davenport? What are we talking about? How? How? I mean, brother, anybody who just has this blind faith, and I call it blind faith because we're not looking at the facts. The fact is that Marcus Davenport in 7 years has shown you who he is. Right? He's shown you who he is. Right? I'm in a situation right now that someone has shown me who they were. And I just got tired of denying it and making excuses for them and thinking that they were someone else or that they were something else. And I reached the end of my rope with that person. Because when someone shows you who they are, believe them. When a player shows you he's not able to stay healthy, believe that person. When a person shows you that they are a liar, believe that person. When a person shows you that they're a cold-hearted backstabber, believe that person. When a person shows you that they're going to kick you when you are down, believe that person. When a person shows you that they have no respect for you, believe that person. When a person shows you that the only thing they care about is money, believe that person. So why are we supposed to believe that Marcus Davenport has shown us 7 years now in a row that he cannot stay healthy? Why are we supposed to all of a sudden believe in his health? I don't understand that. When a person shows you that they are unreliable, believe that they are unreliable. I just don't understand. Somebody help me understand. Help me. Help me. Because I don't understand it. It is quite possible that a miracle happens. And I call it a miracle. Why do I call it a miracle? Because for 7 years, he has shown you that he doesn't stay healthy, that he can't stay healthy. Not for 2 years, not for 2 months, not for 2 weeks. 7 years. Do y'all not understand? Do y'all not remember that last season this man got injured? He played the entire week 1, got injured at the end of the game, missed week 2, came back in week 3 and played about a quarter and a half and was done for the season. Do y'all not remember this? And then there are those out there making excuses. They're going, oh, well, somebody did a non-football play and he was hurt by that. But okay, fine, great. But with Marcus Davenport, if not that, then what would it have been? If not that injury, then what would it have been that would have ended his season? Because you expect his season to be ended by injury. You expect it by now. I get that they have faith in AQM. He came in, he did well for us. Great. Great. You know where AQM was? On his couch. Do you know how many offers AQM got before coming to the Lions and working out for us and getting offered? None. He said it himself. Remember when he was in the locker room after signing with the Lions and the reporter asked him, oh, did you have any other offers? He said, no. He didn't lie. He said no. So y'all got to help me understand. If you're on that believe in Marcus Davenport BS, help me understand why you're on it. And I've got some stuff I would like to sell you after the show. What up, though, Mr. Morale 313? Flying Hawaiian says because they're the pros and we're just fans. And no, bro, no, we have eyes. We have eyes, bruh. I told you Jeffrey O'Hell No Cuda was butt cheeks. As soon as he came in the league, I told you he was garbage. I told you it was a wasted pick. I played the game. I played the position. I know a fraud when I see one. And guess what? He's on his 4th team in 4 years, not producing nothing because he's garbage as a football player. I'm not just a fan, bro. Like, we can see this stuff. Just because they're getting paid for something don't mean, I'm not telling you I'm a general manager. I'm not telling you I'm better than Brad Holmes. I'm not telling you I'm a better coach than Dan Campbell. I'm not telling you those things. But what I'm telling you is they have a blind spot for a certain position. That's what I'm saying. That's it. I am a big believer in believing what people are telling you about themselves with their actions, not with their words. A person can tell you that they love you, but if they keep spitting in your face and punching you in your face and doing all this type of craziness to you, they don't love you. They're lying. Their actions tell you something different. We keep saying Marcus Davenport gonna be healthy. He gonna be healthy. He gonna be healthy. But his track record of health shows you something completely different. And that's the thing I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding with anybody who's a fan of the Detroit Lions who all of a sudden thinks that Marcus Davenport is just going to magically be healthy. Did he go to a witch doctor this offseason? Did somebody cast a spell on him? What did he do that we believe he's magically going to be healthy? Did he go down to New Orleans and somebody put some roots on him, but the roots is the other way around? Right? Did he get an effigy doll to be made to be kept in a glass in a glass jar so that it's not to be harmed? What did he do? Mr. Detroit City, this ain't the time, man. Well, at least Z didn't end up in the North. Facts. I mean, who wants to go to the Bears? Z is trying to win. He told you that by buying a Super Bowl ring for the Detroit Lions, a custom Super Bowl ring. He told you that. And by going to the Eagles, he told you that. Yeah, okay. I'm on the believing Marcus Davenport train because I eat crayons. Purple is my favorite. Maybe Lions made Z an offer. Z and his agent went to Philly, got an offer, asked Lions to beat the offer of $9 million, and BA said no. Good theory, but all speculation. Here's the thing. Z is in a position to get an offer in Philly because the Lions cut him in the first place, trying to save a few dollars. And still paying $5 million in dead cap money. So how much did you really save? That, like, just do the math, right? Do the math. He was supposed to make $11 million, so you cut him so that you didn't have to pay him that $11 million. But then he winds up going to Philly and signing a deal, incentive-laden deal, for $9 million. So Philly paid him $2 million less than what you would have paid him, and you had to take a $5 million cap hit to get rid of him. Did you save? Instead of reworking his contract to get him down to $9 million, you cut him and you have to pay, you have to eat $5 million. I'm just saying, you know, not all moves that Brad Holmes makes are good moves. Remember Broderick Martin? Remember Hendon Hooker? Those weren't great moves. Ron, yes, I'm going live versus the Packers. I like the red ones because they take like twisters. Team Red Crayons too, coming from a former Marine. He started meditating with Hutch, so they said they're good now. The Lions D isn't interested in a pass rusher opposite Hutch. If that guy can also rush the passer, that's a bonus. What they want is a big body to contain the run and push the pocket towards Hutch. Then go get Jadeveon Clowney. He plays the run. He's a big body. He's available. Because AQM is a pass rusher. He's the direct backup for either one of those guys if they get hurt. If Marcus Davenport gets hurt, AQM goes in there. He can play the run and the pass. Are we comfortable with AQM for the rest of the season? Let's say Marcus Davenport makes it to 5 weeks. Are we comfortable with just AQM and Hutch for 12 weeks? We're fine with Hutch however long, right? Hutch ain't the problem. It's Davenport. So by your own logic, we don't actually have that guy on the roster. Josh Pascal ain't him, bro. Josh Pascal is not him. He can't stay healthy. And when the chips were down last season, when it was just him on that other side and we needed to beat the Bills, guess who was busy missing tackles? Josh Pascal. Big Z may not play the run as well as Marcus Davenport, but he gives you a whole hell of a lot more to offer than AQM. And I like AQM as a depth piece. But if he is forced into the starting lineup again because of an injury to Marcus Davenport, well, that wasn't a very good plan now, was it? That wasn't a good backup plan. We didn't have one. Why are people hating on Cash Doll? Ahmed will be. I'm not. No, I'm not doing that because I'm gonna crash out again. Fine. Why? If AQM stays healthy, then yes, I'm comfortable. Okay, that's fine. Again, AQM last season was on his couch. He came in and did a workout for the Lions. They signed him. He didn't have any other offers. If you're trying to win a Super Bowl this year, which is what that's what's in the tea leaves, right? That's what we're all trying to do. Is he the guy that you're comfortable being your starter to win a Super Bowl with? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Tactical Spork says, I'm going to put this out there. I really believe that this starts the downfall of Melvin Brad Holmes. Yes, I will continue to call him Melvin because that's the name his mother gave him. Did he? Zach J, probably it's a non-football illness, so it's probably the cancer. Zach J says, Mr. Detroit said he says on the injury report they just put same-ish. That's the Lions thought, but he was never that vet though, right? He was never the vet that was the guy you go get. He wasn't the Bruce Irvin who was prominent in the league at some point in his career. He wasn't that guy. He was a guy that Dan Campbell knew from special teams in New Orleans. He's a special teams player. Granted, Zach Bond of the Philadelphia Eagles was also a special teams player and then works himself into an all-pro type of player. That's fine, but that's not the norm. That's the exception. That's not the rule. Okay? While I have everybody here I just want to mention this, and then we could get to something else. Um, I did not get to finish my fantasy app in time. I saw everyone was doing their drafts and everything, so I abandoned it. But I do have an app right now. It's a pick'em app. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to share this with you guys. I should be finished with it probably by tonight. Okay. So you won't be able to pick the Cowboys game. You won't be able to pick the Chiefs game, but all that the results will be populated already. And then for the rest of this week, we'll be able to pick the games. So if you're not in the Discord, let me know. I will share it in the Discord. I've already created a league for the Motor City Cats. So I will be sending invite links and codes and things like that. It's free. Okay. It's always going to be free because I'm not doing any gambling, right? I'm not going to be making any money off of gambling or anything like that. Eventually, I probably will have ads on there, like down in the little corner or whatever, not stuff that you have to watch. So that's what I've been working on. It Everything is working. Okay, making your picks, the live scores, updates. You've got the weather, you've got the time, you've got it all. So I will be sending that to the Discord. Okay. So if you are not in the Discord and you are interested in doing the pick'em, please let me know, and I will put the Discord link up there, and you guys can join. Z proved he wasn't a BH guy; he was too healthy. That's the fans' take. Why cry for a dope pass rusher? But that's not what the staff's looking for. It's not about a dope pass rusher. It's not a. Is AQM the level of player that you go, ooh, if we had an AQM, we would be Super Bowl contenders? Right now, if Davenport goes down, you don't have someone you can rely on for the rest of the season. Crushing the can and pushing everybody to hutch, that is Davenport's job. Who's going to do that as well as Davenport? Okay? We're going for a Super Bowl. And it just seems like Brad Holmes is afraid to make that move. He ain't making Howie Roseman moves. Howie Roseman has been to 3 Super Bowls, won 2 of them. Howie Roseman is aggressive and he makes moves and he worries about the salary cap later. Yeah, you lose people. The Philadelphia Eagles lost a ton of people on defense, but guess what they gained? A Lombardi. They lost those people after gaining the Lombardi. Because people like Josh Sweat and Milton Williams and all these people left to get the bag. You know why they left to get the bag and they felt comfortable leaving to get the bag? Because they had a Super Bowl ring on their finger. I got what I came for. Now I'm going to go get my money. See, these players aren't all like us fans where, hey, it's all about a Super Bowl. Some players don't give a damn if they ever win a Super Bowl or not, as long as they get that bag. Some players, like Tom Brady, really want to just keep winning Super Bowls and get paid. Some players win one Super Bowl, they've got the ring, and they go get the bag. Some players have auctioned off and sold their Super Bowl rings after retiring because they weren't smart with their money. Fans want Super Bowls. Some players want Super Bowls. All players like to get paid. So if we had to lose some people on our defensive line, but we had a Lombardi, works for me. Works for me. And until we hoist a Lombardi, yeah, Brad Holmes took us out of the gutter, and yeah, we were a really bad team. But guess what? That's all he did. You know who did that for a couple of years? Martin Mayhew. And nobody likes him. What up, though, Jody Carruthers? Um, Zach J said, "Let's see who gets spit on tonight." Uh, Motown Sports and Travel says, "Oh well" on Z. I mean, Jody Carruthers says, "I want to know why we don't have a backup QB that could even begin to fill in for Goff. Should a backup be needed? I hope it's not needed. But anyone explain this to me?" I mean, I could only explain the fact that they didn't want to pay the money that they had to pay. Like a couple years ago, they paid Chase Daniel $10 million to be a backup. I think Teddy Bridgewater's deal was something similar. Um, so yeah, I mean, Kyle Allen was a better option than Hendon Hooker, and CJ Beathard ain't terrible. I mean, Kyle Shanahan managed to win a few games with him. um, I still think that if the Giants start slow, they will sell an edge for cheap. I mean, it's possible. Um, it's quite possible for them to do something, but I don't know what they're gonna do, bro. Like it always feels all right, Justin fan. We'll see you later. Um, it just always feels like the teams that make the moves are just they're making the moves, and we're just left holding the bag. We're not. We just don't make the moves. You know, people that want to say, "Oh, I saw something in a chat earlier, and a guy said I'd rather have four shots at the Super Bowl than one." No, I wouldn't. I'd rather have one shot at the Super Bowl and win it than four shots for a maybe. If you could guarantee me one shot at the Super Bowl and I would win it, or four shots and I could win multiple, but I could be the Bills and walk away with nothing, I'm going to take the one Super Bowl with the guaranteed win. That's what we're here for. As fans of the Detroit Lions, as fans of the NFL, we're here for Super Bowls. Right? I'm not here to be able to brag to you that, oh, my team wins 12, 13 games every year. They don't hand out trophies for 12, 13 games. Right? I'm sure the Baltimore Ravens love the team that they have. They love Lamar. They love Derrick Henry. They love all of that. But at the end of the day, they want another Super Bowl. Look at the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are getting tired of Mike Tomlin, even though he's never had a losing season because they've not won a playoff game in 6 years. But they're in the playoffs every year. That's unheard of. There's never been a coach like Mike Tomlin who's never had, I mean, what is he, 18 seasons in and has never had a losing season? They're in the playoffs all the time. Just about every year, but they haven't won a playoff game in 6 years, and people are getting tired of it. And people are saying things like Mike Tomlin's on the hot seat. So while Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell is the best GM coach combo that we've ever had, we all also have dealt with decades. I've been a Lions fan for 4 decades. We've had nothing. We've won nothing. We've gone to 0 Super Bowls. So now that we have this new regime, this, you know what I mean, they're doing numbers. Oh, that's great. Where is the damn Super Bowl? Where is the freaking Lombardi? Why is our trophy case looking just like the Minnesota Vikings trophy case? But at least the Minnesota Vikings have been to multiple Super Bowls. They know what a Super Bowl looks like. The holes are backup center and left O tackle, a DE opposite Hutch other than Davenport, and good backup QB, in my opinion. Facts. Is it just me, or does it seem like Melvin is scared to push his chips to, all in? Just push the chips in and let the cards fall where they may. Facts. Push the chips in and let the cards fall where they may. As I said, Howie Roseman, a multiple time appearer in the Super Bowl, a multiple time victor of the Super Bowl as a GM, has done this multiple times. Go get who you need to get and win. I have people that I know in Philly. I'm not going to call them friends. Okay, I have people that I know from Philly. And back in the day when we were friendly, all we used to talk about was, well, how many world championships you got? Now those people can tell me, well, we got 2 Super Bowls, what you got? I have to tell them nothing. I still got those 4 world championships. The last one in 1957. I don't care about sustained success, bro. I don't want to be good for 10 years and never win a Super Bowl. I don't care about that. Being good for 10 years is just being good for 10 years. You're not finishing in first place. Even if you finish in second place, I don't care. What does that get us? Motown Sports and Travel says Philly fans. Ron, not today, man. I'm not here for your Bears BS today. I'm not. Um, I mean, I was gonna talk about Micah Parsons, man. I really don't care. Micah Parsons has been running his mouth. He said trick plays are for people who can't beat him straight up. Come meet him in the hole. He said he never liked Detroit, even when he was in Dallas. He tried to clean it up by giving us props and saying it was a heavyweight fight, but then they asked him about trick plays, and then he just stepped all in it again. Micah Parsons, a guy who I do not believe is going to play the entire game. I do believe he's going to be on a pitch count, whether his back, the ones that he's taking back shots for, is actually injured or whether it was a holdout injury, whether it was fake, is not in football shape. So he's going to be on a pitch count anyway. Right? I don't believe in Jordan Love. I've never believed in Jordan Love. Jordan Love is 1-4 against the Detroit Lions. Jared Goff is 6-2 against the Green Bay Packers. The offense struggling in camp. Again, what did they do against the Miami Dolphins? What did they do against the Houston Texans? What did our offense do against those guys in the joint practices? We did pretty well. So the offense struggling, I don't buy into it. Um, it was more a testament to our defense. I believe this defense is going to be really, really, really good. They were top 5 last year until everybody died. So, my prediction for for the game, the Detroit Lions will make history if they go in there and win because it will be the first time that they've ever won 4 straight games in Lambeau Field. They beat the Green Bay Packers 4 straight time in Wisconsin back when they used to play at Citi Field, which long time ago. Okay? I believe the Detroit Lions will go in there and get that history done. I don't believe that Micah Parsons will be as much of a factor this game as he probably will be the second game. Because I really just don't believe that he's going to be playing the entire game. I do believe he's going to be on a pitch count. Why wouldn't he be? If the injury is real, if the injury is not real, he didn't go to training camp. He didn't practice in the offseason. He's not in football shape. So he's got to get there. He is taking back shots, tactical sport. Second place is just the first loser. Facts. Will the real Jared Goff please stand up? Please stand up. I'm the real Goffy. Yes, I'm the real Goffy. All of you other Goffies are just making coffee. Won't the real Goffy please stand up? What the hell is going on for the Chiefs versus Chargers game? It seems like some weirdo is shooting a blow-up doll out of a cannon in a studio. What on earth is going on with this game? LOL weird. I don't know. I don't even have it on, but I will need to turn it on. And then Mr. Detroit City comes in and says, Jalen Carter earned himself a new nickname, Huck Tua. All right. Should we do mailbag? I don't even know if I want to do mailbag. Let's go. Mailbag. What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they're reading you? Mailbag. Snick. Mailbag. Get your mailbag questions in. Get them in. Bask in it. Where's this? Okay. Just turn the game on. Yeah, it's crazy that you just turn the game on YouTube. I feel like it should be that way. Mr. Detroit City, mailbag. How far do you think Jalen could have spit if he had a running start and a full cup of water prior? Probably about 15 yards. What network is carrying the game tonight? YouTube. Straight up YouTube. Regular YouTube. And Xavier Worthy is already hurt. Yeah, it's free on YouTube. Probably they're just showing you the capabilities of YouTube TV, and then there won't be any more free games on YouTube this season for sure. Mailbag. Since Big Z has signed with another team, what about that concession speech? I, I'm not giving a concession speech. It was just a crash out. That's all. That's all I have to offer you. That's all I have to offer you is a crash out. I don't approve of what Brad Holmes has done. I don't approve of it. And like everyone, so the haters or whatever you want to call them, the fans that are blind faith in Brad Holmes they always like to go at Derek. Shout out Lion Syndicate, right? But what he says is the case, man. He said if they don't win a Super Bowl this year, he's going to be on Brad Holmes' head. And to some degree, I would have agreed with it and wanted to have a little pushback. But if it's directly because of the edge rusher position, that you couldn't generate enough pressure, that you couldn't, whatever the case may be, same energy. Because at this point, it's just ridiculous. It's when do the blind spots that you have, like when are you able to see? That's my question. Um, since Dakota spit first, are they going to suspend him? He's a quarterback. No, they won't suspend him. You know, is he gonna release a song? I spit first. Is he gonna get Ray J on the remix? Shout out if hashtag if you know you know. Use the hashtag. Uh, yeah. So who is interested in the Pick'em League? Um, as I said, I'm going to probably in a bit send over the link. I hope a lot of you guys are interested in the Pick'em League. Yep, Worthy's walking off into the locker room. Like getting hurt sucks, but it has to suck getting hurt in the first series. You know what I mean? Getting hurt in the first play, like the dude in the Eagles game last night. Mailbag, the Eagles looked pretty beatable last night. Is that a question? They did look pretty beatable last night, but then again, the thing that I'm telling people is don't discount the fact that that was a division game with two opponents that know each other inside and out. Pause. Right. Mailbag, did you give a score prediction for the game on Sunday? 24-10 Lions. This is what I'm going with. I'm going 24-10. Need Commanders and win. Okay, so also the thing that I have in my pick'em league, right? It's the way that I have the league set. I mean, you could do just the regular one, but the one that I like the most is I have one that's got a confidence score. So basically, you say, all right, I have it's between 1 and 5. So I gotta say confidence score is at 5 that the Lions are gonna win. I choose my confidence score. I like my picking. Now, if someone else says, all right, I got a confidence score of 3 that the Lions will win, if the Lions win, I get 5 points. The other person gets 3, right? But if the Lions lose, I lose 5 points. And the other person loses 3. So you got kind of, if you're confident, super confident in your picks and you want to gamble with the points, then you can say, okay, I'll pick at 5. You know what I mean? So it's a good little way to, okay, yeah, both of these people picked the same game, but this person got 5 points for it, and this person got two, or this person got three, or this person got one. So it's a way to kind of um, stop ties from happening. You know what I mean? Each person, yeah, this week I picked all 9 games correct. However, I picked 9 games correctly. I got 45 points. The other person picked 9 games correctly, and they got 27. Because they were just three. They were just 3 confidence score every time they picked. So yeah, mailbag BB pick 6. Uh, he has one pick 6 in his career. I'm gonna say no, but I do think Kirby picks off Jordan Love. Hutch 2 sacks. I believe so. Yes, I'll take 2 sacks for Hutch. 27-20 Packers scale 4. You're picking the Packers? Wow. Mailbag Kirby 2 interceptions. I don't know if it's 2. I know it'll be. I feel like it'll be 1 at least, but I don't know if it's 2. And a second to the goal line. If you're gonna get to the second, if you're gonna get to the goal line, you, you better not get caught on the goal line. Um, why are you picking the Packers? I'm curious as to why you would pick the Packers. I think Micah Parsons is probably going to play 20% of the defensive snaps, maybe 30. So I don't think he's going to be. I think Micah Parsons will be. Now this would be a bad situation to put them in. If Micah Parsons is a third down rusher, if that's all they're going to do for him, who you got this stopping you from getting first downs? Kenny Clark is gone, so you can run that thing up the middle. You know, if you're always in third and short, you don't really have to drop back too much. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see how they're going to use Micah Parsons. Um, Motown Sports says O line. Picking the Packers is nasty work. I just heard CD Lamb is injured. I bet it's his ego. LOL. Probably. Keeping it real. Um, I just think that if Micah Parsons was gonna have a bigger role, then I maybe. But I just don't think his role is gonna be that big. He has had no practice in training camp. He is now in a new team, new scheme, new environment. So, like I said before, I would think that his impact would come more so in the Thanksgiving game than in this game. Look at that boy. That boy Mahomes had 15 seconds to throw that ball. It's not based on Micah. Hope I'm wrong. So it's based solely on the interior mahogany, um, Glasgow and Tate. I just don't like the O line. Think the O line is going to be as big of an issue as the national media says it will be. Yeah, I think they have confidence in Graham Glasgow. You know, the only thing that we worry about is the health. Glasgow and Decker. Decker's healthy. You just think he's gonna have a bad season? All right. He's just like, I don't know. It's just a feeling. Uh, all right. Let me see something here. Um, I'm gonna try to for those of you that are still here, I'm gonna try to put the link in the chat to see if you guys can sign up and stuff. Just give me a second. I'm trying to push it to my deployment. Hold on, let me pop this chat out real quick. Um, Earlier comment: backup left tackle and center are holes. Um, so backup left tackle, but Ta Taylor Decker is not. So what are you saying? If Taylor Decker gets injured or something? Um, Agreed. I think the O line will dominate. Really looking forward to Panay versus Parsons. MB, is all this playing abroad having any significant impact on the popularity of American football abroad? Well, I'm not in Brazil, so I wouldn't know. But in Australia, I have met quite a few fans, so it's having an impact. And plus, they're going to come over here next year, so it's possible. Probably, it'll probably be sold out. From the amount of people that I've met, I think it'll be sold out. The only problem I can see right now is we have a first time play caller in Shep. Good thing is we have former play callers below him. Facts. All right, let's put this over here. And depth at the edge, which we don't have. Decker seems to be oft injured as of late. Worried about backup LT also. Um, but he's no Davenport. That's what I'll say. All right. Love is a mobile QB. I see. I'm not worried about Love, the mobile QBs. I feel like Derek Barnes is going to have a bigger role. My main concern, as I've said many, many times, is you can't trust Davenport to be out there on the field. If we could trust Davenport to be out there on the field, then I wouldn't have been crashing out about Big Z. You know? What is this? Okay. Bro, how did biggest worry is in mobile golf getting hit? Um, Hold on. This is taking much longer than it's supposed to take. He got hit versus the Commanders. Yeah, I mean he's been hit before. Just because he gets hit doesn't mean he's gonna lose the game. You know, so I don't know. I think the function of the losing the game to the Commanders was all the interceptions, the fumble, and all that stuff. The five turnovers was more so. Um, yes, that's true. If golf goes down a significant number of games, but I mean most teams, if we're talking about a significant number, yes, you know what I mean. I mean, even when the Chiefs had Chad Henne, if Chad Henne had to come in and play a significant number of games for Patrick Mahomes, do you think that they win Super Bowls at that time? All right, let's see here. Okay, all right, I'm gonna throw this link into the chat and see if you can sign up. Let me know how the sign up goes. Let me create a public league. All right. And I just created a league. I think this is the same thing. Hold on. Oh no, it's not. All right. So going through both of those and um see what happens. It says you're pending approval. Pending approval to join the league or to sign up. Because there shouldn't be any approval. Which one did you do the second link or the first link? All right, let me. All right. Um. Okay. What the heck? Okay. Let me check something. 1 second here. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. No. All right. I'm trying to fix the sign up situation. Just give me a second. All right. Try this one. Let me know if that one works. Because I think the one that I sent you guys before was like from inside of my project dashboard, which was probably a problem. Okay. Yeah, that one should work now, guys. But now when you go to leagues up at the top, after, yeah. So go to leagues, and then once you get to leagues, go to public leagues, and you should see Motor City Cats, and then join. All right, so we can't make picks for um. Let's see here. What the heck? But the league seems to have disappeared. Okay. Hold on, let me check what's going on in the back end. All right. So you found the league? Okay. That's crazy because I can't find it now. All right. Let me see. Let me see. All righty. Let me see here. Okay. Let me create the league one more time because for whatever reason it disappeared. I think I know why it disappeared. All right. Uh. All right. Let me sign in from the actual thing here. Okay. Leagues. All right. All right. 1 second. I will refresh this. About to create a league. Okay. It's not. It's a public league. You should be. I'll give you this, but you should now just be able to um refresh it and then just join the league. No, the league just keeps disappearing. Okay. I have to fix that part. All right, good live test that we got going on here. You're in the league. Okay, so I'm signed in. Okay, now I see it. But then every time I hit view league, it says the error loading league, league not found. Are you guys getting the same error? Okay. All right. So once I fix this, we should be good. Yeah, I can't even see it from my end, so I gotta make sure whatever's happening. All right. Because I saw there was 5 people. Then it asked me to join the league, so I don't know why it's asking me to join it since I created it. Um, Try creating a league and see what happens. All right, I'm deploying it to Verso again. So once I deploy it, then I'll check your league. All right. So it's building it. So it may, because it's building a new one, it may delete everything. So before it does that, let me check. You said you're in the league as Gumby. Okay, now it just. So were able to make picks from this game, or you mean the other games? In your dashboard, it should say that you. Okay, 1 second. Okay. So it should have deleted your league. All right. All right. So I'm gonna create the league again. Okay, created the league. Make picks. Leagues. Go back to the league. Okay. I will refresh it again to make sure that everything sticks. Leagues. Okay, I see someone joined as Bojangles, making picks for all the games. Okay. Dang, 10 to nothing, huh? See, I didn't know that until I looked at my app. So at the bottom of the pick, Motown Sports, it should tell you what your pick is and what your confidence was. And then you can edit your pick if you want to change it, obviously up until the time that um, the game starts, and then you can't make picks anymore. Mm, whew, this is a terrible game. Carolina versus Jacksonville. Uh, yeah, I'm not confident in either one of those teams winning. All right, Mr. Morale, are you in? So I'm gonna check now after I've made all of my picks. Um, I would think you'll come back in and then you'll see how much what was your score, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? All right. So I did all of my picks. See, for me, it reset again. Did it make? Yeah. So I don't know why it is doing that. That's crazy. All right, let me figure this out. One second. All right. Um. Yeah, I'm fix that now. First thing I need to fix is why is it disappearing? It might be a state. It's probably a state management issue. Appreciate y'all for sticking around, being my test subjects. The Chargers are definitely beating the brakes off these dudes right now. Who are the Tigers playing? I'll be right back, guys. We back. Try to put this on the big screen. Anybody buying 2K26? Uh, love the Lions versus Bills Super Bowl. Both of the teams are deserving. Um, but gotta be the Bills win. I mean the Lions winning for sure. Bro, my man was wide open. I'd love to see JMO and St. Brown that open all year long. That'd be awesome. That field looks pretty nice though at the stadium. I know they were complaining about the field last year when the Eagles and the Packers were there. I don't know if it's the same stadium though. Over under on 5 years that we will have NFL football every day of the week. Cause now we moving into Friday. So we got Monday, we got Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, and sometimes Saturday. So we only need Wednesday, Thursday. No, we do have Thursday. Hold up. Sunday, Monday. Yeah, I said Thursday. Sunday, Monday, Thursday, Friday, some on Saturday. So yeah, we just need Tuesday, Wednesday. Maybe Aaron Rodgers ain't crazy. Oh, he's crazy, all right. All right. All right, let's see if it is now working. All right, if we get this to work, I'm gonna change the domain. Okay, something changed. All right, just gonna create this league. All right, I've created the league now. Okay, tacticals there. Then again, I go to manage leagues, and it's gone. What is happening? Hold on. I don't know why, but Christian Gonzalez looking just like his sister is a little bit disconcerting to me. I don't know why. I know he can't help it, but the fact that David Blau is married to his sister just feels weird. Gonna get to the bottom of this vanishing league issue, guys. I think once we do that, we'll be good to go. You about to give Patrick Mahomes 40 plus seconds to go down the field? And the rookie ran out of bounds? Oh, Casey didn't even have any timeouts. Wow. That's crazy. That's crazy. Said go Lions go. Aren't you watching the Tigers? The good thing though is that the live score update has never stopped working. So it's got the score 13-3. They're gonna have a London football flag football game. If you showed me a Detroit Tiger right now, who's not Tarek Skubal, couldn't tell you who they are. Just being honest with you. If you showed me a picture of a Detroit Tiger that's not named Tarek Skubal, I have no idea who he is. There you go. There you go. Y'all gave Mahomes that time. Told you not to do it. That's all right. All the people, that try to hate on Mahomes and try to say he's not that. Y'all got some issues. Y'all got some issues. Wow. Was that uh Josh Simmons? Oh my goodness. Wow. That's crazy. Wow. That is execution, my friends. That is execution. All right, let's see if this was fixed. All right. All right. So the league seems to be in stable condition. So y'all can try to join it now. You should be able to see it. Should be in public leagues. Again, it freaking. Oh my god, bro. Hold on, let me see. Ugh. That's really like the last hurdle that I have to get over to fix this. Am I supposed to know who Carol G is? Does anybody want to fill me in on who this is? Is she like the new Shakira or something? I feel you, Jody. It is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, I have mine on mute as well, especially since I don't want I don't want the stream to get hit. Be like, oh, this copyrighted content. So yeah, I got mine on mute. And when it wasn't on mute, it was turned very far down. So I've got the league up. I've made a pick. I've come back to the leagues. Now the problem is when I make a pick and then I leave and go back to the leagues, I can see the league still, but my picks aren't saving. Okay. At least the league is no longer disappearing. So if you guys want to go ahead and join the league again, then we can see what happens with that. Okay, so um, the league is staying and the picks are staying. And then at the top, the little trophy thing that talks about your picks, that is also populating. So if you make three picks, it should say 3 out of 16. If you make five, it should say 5 out of 16, so on and so forth. So try it now. See what happens. So you should be able to join the league, and your picks also should be saved. All right, Lone Spoon is in. But now my picks have reset. Uh, are the picks resetting when someone joins? And okay, I need. To, I don't know, man. I need to figure out what's causing this all to reset. That's what I need to figure out. Yeah, I'm getting to the bottom of it. Bro, Patrick Mahomes just trucked the DB, bro, on some disrespectful stuff. Super disrespectful, bro. Wow. As I said, keep trying to hate on Mahomes if you want to. But what was Butker doing there? All right. So let's go ahead and try to join the league again. Go ahead, make your picks. Join. Let's see. The picks should be saving. The league should be saving. Um, the storage issues should be fixed, but let's see. Yep. Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out. Um, It's because I'm using Vercel, which is serverless. Um, yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Right now, it's looking like it wasn't using the database that we set up, so it's been using other stuff. Uh, welcome to vibe coding, man. Welcome to vibe coding. What up, though, Mister Lupe Lyons? Brother, I can't call it. I have no idea. I have no idea what's going on with that. But we got Marcus Davenport, man. So we don't need anybody or anything else. It's the Marcus Davenport show. He's proven that he can stay healthy. He's never missed a game in his career. So yeah, we're all good. We are all good. If you guys are wondering, I'm just trying to set up the database to be used with the deployment build, and then everyone can test. Anyone who's still here, if you're still here, make yourself known, because I have no idea.